Friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming in my nephew's bedroom because the power's still out at my house, but they do have internet and I do have the ability to film some videos for you guys. So since there's nothing else for me to do and I really love doing this, I was going to film. So you're going to see a few videos with some kids' toys in the background. Today I'm going to be talking about the Grand Crus collection from Berdoues. If I mispronounced that, please let me know the right way. I actually listened to Google Translate like 5 times to try and pronounce it properly. This is, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fragrances. I think it's their whole collection, I don't know, but I thought it might be fun to do a blind sniff with you guys like I did with the 24 fragrances a few weeks ago. So if you'd like to know what I think about these fragrances, then let's jump into it. First and foremost, I have never experienced these guys. Actually, when I was here and I was like talking to my mom, trying to figure out some things I wanted to film, she's like, oh my gosh, I have this. She had purchased this because she wanted to try them, and she's like, you should talk about them. I'm like, that's such a great idea. So thank you, Mom, for lending me this collection. She paid for this. There's 8 fragrances. And I'm basically going to be letting you guys know what I think of them. I'm going to be spraying them on my body because I don't have any strips, but I have enough real estate on my hands and arms to try these on skin. And I'll just kind of let you guys know my first impressions of it. So let's go. Usually, even if I do videos like this, I have written notes just telling me about when the fragrances were created and what they're supposed to be, and a list, just some general information, but I'm completely going into this blind. Completely blind. So there are a list of notes in the background, but they're in French, so it's kind of hard for me to completely read them, but I'm going to be doing my best. So the first one is Scorza di Sicilia, and this is supposed to have citrus, cedar, and vetiver. So let's try this one, and I really love the boxes. This is such a cute little setup. So here it is, and I'm going to spritz it on the back of my hand and let you guys know what I think. So this one is, again, citrus, cedar, and vetiver. It's smelling very clean. It's got a beautiful, bright, crisp opening, and it's definitely heavy on the vetiver, and I actually really like that. So far, this is heavy on the citrus, heavy on the vetiver, not too much of the cedar wood, but I think that there's just enough woodsy notes in the background for this to be really, really nice. Very crisp, very refreshing, and definitely a unisex fragrance. So I like this one a lot. The next one, and I'm just going to be going into this video, this is Assam of India. Let's see, the packaging is that cute. This has Citron, so citrus, tea, and sandalwood. So that's kind of exciting. So I'm going to spray it right here. And I believe, I'm not sure how big these bottles come, but I think they're about $85 a bottle. So let's see. Ooh, that's nice. It's definitely a sweeter citrus than this one. This is more of like a crisp citrus. This is kind of more of a juicier citrus. Definitely get those beautiful tea notes in there, and the sandalwood is working really, really nice. Yeah, that one's really good. So far I'm really liking both of these, but let's see if the trend will go. These so far are both daytime. Both daytime seems to be better for summer, spring weather. But I feel like the Assam of India might be nice in transitioning from summer into fall for those mornings that are not too hot but not too cold if you're looking for a nice bright citrus fragrance and you like tea fragrance. So the next one is Arz El-Rab, and this has like a wood, like almost like a birch wood type of pattern. So this has ginger, Irish, and cedar. That's exciting because I actually really like ginger and fragrances, and it's really hard to find a really good ginger fragrance. So I'm gonna continue with this arm here, and I'm gonna spray it right there. This is really nice. There's something aromatic about this. The ginger is making this feel kind of like a cool spice. It's working really well with the iris. I really like that combination together. And the cedar wood is really, really nice too. It is cedar. Yeah, it's Virginia cedar. This one feels like it'd probably be better more for as a fall daytime fragrance. It's definitely more on the masculine side and woodsy, like a woodsy masculine fragrance, which is a little bit like of an aromatic feel to it. So yes on this one. My favorite still so far is the Assam of India. It's because I really like. Next up is Oud Al Sahara. And this one's interesting actually. The notes are mandarin, myrrh, and oud. And I don't think I've ever really seen much citrus, specifically mandarin, paired with oud. So I'm actually really excited to try this one out. So let's give it a go, and I'm gonna spray it. I like the oud in this, and I like the mandarin in this, but the myrrh's nice, don't get me wrong. I had to double check it was myrrh because I was thinking of frankincense for some reason. I feel like the myrrh is kind of competing with the oud. And since it's competing with the oud, it's kind of making the mandarin lost in the back. But this mandarin oud combination is really, really nice. Definitely more of an evening scent. Beautiful fall fragrance. I think a very nice casual fall fragrance. There's something really sweet in the background from the mandarin, almost juicy, which again, you don't see a lot with oud fragrances, at least I haven't. So I'm really liking this. I just kind of wish the myrrh was a little bit more settled, but maybe as it dries down on my skin more, it'll come out and be more oud mandarin, and with a myrrh in the background, I think. Again, these are all first impressions, guys. If I end up getting any of these, or you know, my mom doesn't like when she gives me a sample to wear through, I will definitely do a more in-depth review of any of these, or if any of these you want an in-depth review of, let me know, and I'll see if I can go grab a sample, or if enough people ask, I'll purchase the sample set, or if there's one I really like, maybe I'll end up buying it, I don't know. But this is just kind of a first impression, and I'm gonna go over my arms and kind of at the end let you guys all know. So this next one is Russkaya. I cannot pronounce Russian. I can't even read Russian. Can you guys read that? Can you guys read that? I don't know. So this has cardamom, benzoin, and Cade from Spain. I don't know what that is, but I'm hoping with the cardamom this will be very aromatic. I really like aromatic, almost steamed like fragrances. I've really been loving the ones from Penhaligon's like that. So we're gonna spray right here. And okay, this definitely has that really nice aromatic. Have you ever smelled Savoy Steam from Penhaligon's? Have you ever smelled Hammam Bouquet? It's a very classic one. You know, it kind of smells light and steamy and herbal and fresh and aromatic, but always there's something in it that is kind of anchors it, makes it a little bit heavier. Very nice. Really, really liking this one a lot, actually. I think this is number one. Been into like a spiced, excuse me, this floor is not comfortable. Very into spice aromatic fragrances recently. They just work really well for fall and winters here in Florida because it's really hot, so you can't wear a lot of heavy fragrances, but you want the thick, heavy richness that a lot of heavy fragrances have. And I found a lot of these really light aromatic fragrances have a lot of that depth and richness that I'm looking for. This definitely is gorgeous. This next one is Somei Yoshino, and it's got cherry blossom, so I'm assuming this is going to be floral, feminine floral. It's got Shiso, Jasmine, and Patchouli. So I'm really excited. Jasmine and Patchouli I don't see together very often, so let's give this a whirl, shall we? Sprayed it. That's really nice. It's very soft. A soft citrus, a soft jasmine. And the patchouli is actually not overpowering whatsoever. It's really nicely balanced with the jasmine. It's a little bit soapy and clean and fresh, but not in a negative way. And it's got a nice sweet floral note to it that is not heavy. This is really, really nice. Gorgeous is the word I would use for this one. This one's kind of exciting. It's Vanira Moorea. and again, I'm probably mispronouncing everything. I will list all of them below with their notes, so that way you guys can read rather than listen to me butcher every word that comes out of my mouth or every other. This one has orange, vanilla, and petit grain. Really nice. It's got a green bitterness to it, which again is the petit grain, but it's got a nice juiciness to it, and it's got a warmth and a sweetness to it. So I feel like those three notes, the orange, the petit grain, and the petit grain, or I know I mispronounced everything, I'm sorry, and the vanilla are really smart choices with this one. If you guys like orange blossom fragrances or neroli fragrances, and sometimes they're a little bit too bright and sometimes they're a little bit too bitter, and I love those, but you like something a little bit more warm, a little bit sweeter, this is really nice. And not in a way that Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford is sweet. That to me is kind of more of an astringent, bright, crisp sweetness, almost like a candy light sweetness. This is more of like a warm, comforting sweetness of a corn tortilla chip. This is gonna sound weird, but really, there's like a corn tortilla chip, like after note, like way in the background. But it really works with everything else, like not in a negative way. It smells like an orange corn chip, but in a beautiful, wearable fragrance. I don't know. Man, I really like that. It's so weird, right? Oh my goodness. Last and certainly not least is Selva do Brazil. And this has notes of petit grain, tonka bean, and Gaiac wood. I am excited for this guy. It's nice. You know what that smells like? You know, like pith from when you peel an orange? So you peel an orange, this doesn't have orange right now. It's got petit grain, tonka bean, and Gaiac wood. This smells like pith from an orange. Like you peel the orange and then the white part has kind of like a bitter. Have you ever accidentally eaten it? It's kind of bitter. Have you ever smelled it? It's kind of bitter. It's got that, but the tonka bean in this is really, really nice too. I don't get much of the Gaiac wood, but I think that's a good thing. I think it's actually just kind of working in the background to give it this nice woodsy base for the petit grain and the tonka bean to really play off of. I like this one. I promise you guys, I'm really not that easy to please when it comes with fragrances. I know every like review and first impression, usually I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. But I feel like these fragrances really hit all the spots that I want with fragrances. They're fresh, they're crisp, they're not too sweet, they're unisex. There's something really interesting and different about each of them. There's also something really familiar and easy to understand as well. From all of these, they seem to be more daytime casual fragrances, but I do think that the Oud one could probably be worn in the evening, but all of them are really, really beautiful. The only one that kind of stands out as being a little bit different is this one right here. This is the Somei Yoshino one. This definitely falls more onto the feminine category of fragrances. It's very soft, it's very clean and refreshing and sweet and floral. But every single one of these other ones seems to fit very well together. Like they all seem like they intertwine and they work together, which is sometimes what I really like to see with a fragrance house or a fragrance collection. You kind of like a bit of cohesion. And so each one of these fragrances has a little bit of cohesion. And they're all very light, ethereal, crisp, and very minimalistic, but every single note seems to be specifically picked and they all work really well with each other. If I had to choose a favorite, I thought about it for a little bit, it would definitely be this one. This is the Russkaya Kozha. Again, I cannot pronounce Russian, I'm very sorry. Beautiful fragrance. The cardamom in this is really nice, gives it a little bit of depth and richness and heaviness and that beautiful aromatic feeling that I've really been digging from fragrances. But I also think, this one right here, this is the Vanira Moorea. This is the one orange petit grain and vanilla. The one that I mentioned kind of smelled like a corn chip. It's been on my skin now. This has been on my skin for about 20 minutes right now, and it smells the same. They all kind of smell very similar to how they opened, so I don't think that these are things that really develop on the skin, but overall these are all really beautiful. But this one, just there's something about the way it smells, like that sweet corn tortilla, like warm tortilla feeling with the orange and the petitgrain is really hitting a spot that I didn't know I liked in fragrances. So it's kind of interesting and really, really nice. I have to say that if these are $85 for a bottle for 50 ml or 100 ml, I don't quite know. I'll definitely have links below where you can purchase these. I think you can get them all from Sephora. Those links will not be affiliate links, so don't worry. If you wanted to check any of them out and read some reviews, I would definitely recommend checking this brand out if you like light, crisp, citrus, unisex fragrances. And the reason why I say citrus is because a lot of these have citrus in them, and even the ones that don't have citrus in them, kind of they have the feeling of crisp, astringent citrus fragrances. There's not much sweetness in these, there's not much floral in these, there's not much heaviness in these. The heaviest one would definitely be the this one right here, which is the Oud Al Sahara. And the only thing that I didn't like about this, although I did like the fragrance, was the fact that I think the myrrh kind of took away from the nice balance of the juicy sweetness of the mandarin and the really kind of nice woody, smoky oudness of the oud. But overall, this is a fantastic line, and I'm really excited to get my hands on a few bottles of these, or see if my mom doesn't want any of the samples and giving it to me, because I definitely want to discover and explore this house and these fragrances more. So yeah, that's my first impressions blind, not as much of a blind sniff, there we go, of these fragrances. If you guys have any experience whatsoever, good or bad, with these fragrances, or there's any of these you particularly would like a more in-depth review of, let me know in the comments section below. As always guys, if you like these fragrance videos and videos like this in general, please give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know how to continue doing videos like this. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because it's free and I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well. So we'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time.